welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. This channel is all about planning, budgeting, paying off debt, and my very exciting journey from full-time teacher to full-time Etsy shop owner and YouTuber. So if that is something that you think you would like to see, then please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you along on this journey. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my January budget closeout. So we're going to close out the month of January today. Works barking. Okay, I think he's done. I think he's done now. Okay, so where was I? Oh, so you may have noticed at the beginning of this video, I have a new disclaimer. I have been working on a lot of things for taxes, and I've consulted my mom, who is a retired CPA, and I just want to be clear, she was not a tax accountant. She was a CPA, she worked for the government, she did other stuff, but she does have some knowledge, but she's not up to date on all the new tax laws and everything. So she wanted me to be very clear with you guys that any advice that she gives me or that I'm sharing here is just strictly for entertainment purposes. So I cannot tell you what you should do. She won't even tell me exactly what I should do. She always ends with, go check with your tax accountant. So I am not an expert. She is not an expert. You need to check with your tax accountant on those things. So, and anything financial or that deals with finances and taxes and things like that, from now on, all those videos will have that disclaimer at the beginning of the video. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in and close out this month. In today's video, I'm using this Budget by Paycheck workbook by the Budget Mom, as well as this notebook from Plum Paper. Everything I use today will be linked in the description box below, and anytime I have a coupon code for you guys, it is also linked in the description box below. I wanted to give you a quick heads up on the videos that are going to be coming out over the next several days. Monday, I will be sharing my savings challenge video with you. Tuesday will be my February budget setup, and Wednesday I will bring you a cash envelope stuffing video. So I have several videos planned to come out over the next several days, and I hope you will come back and join me for all of those. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so starting with my weekly expense tracker, the way that I use her expense trackers is I do one expense tracker per week. It just helps me keep track of everything that way instead of doing it like one long running record. And then I do the total of each category in a key at the bottom. And then that way when I go to close out my month, which is what we're doing today, I have all the information I need right here, and it makes the process go much faster. I wanted to share something with you. I use the friction erasable pens, and look what happened. It disappeared over the last, parts of it disappeared from the last few weeks. I'm thinking it's because of the highlighters, because it didn't happen on my budget pages. And I went back and I looked at December, and it didn't happen in December either. So I'm not really sure what happened. It kind of freaked me out today, though, when I went to close my budget and I didn't have all the information I needed. So I went back and I drew over everything and recalculated everything, and I did it all in, what is this? Papermate Flare Medium in black. The thing I don't like about that is when I make mistakes, like here, I can't erase it. So that was really frustrating, but I thought that was interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this week and see where we spent our money. Starting with bills. This week we had one bill to Alliant Energy. That is for our gas. And this bill is usually $50 a month. So this is more than double what we budgeted and what it normally is. So I'm thinking I need to increase that amount for the winter months. So I think what I'll do next month is I'll just plan on it being $121 again. I think that'll probably be the best idea. Okay, for debt this week, we had one payment to my student loan for $40. I am currently on a they call it income driven repayment plan, an IDR. That's why it is so low. Okay, for food, unfortunately, we went over food this week. So we always do 2 shopping trips a week. We do a Sam's Club, and then we do one more. Sometimes it's Fairway, sometimes it's Aldi. And what we do is we get what we can from Sam's Club, and then whatever we can't find at Sam's Club that we still want or need, we then have to go to a second store to get, which is this week was Fairway. So we spent $145 at Sam's, and we spent $114 at Fairway. And our total budget for food each week is, we did that on Monday, is $150. So yeah, so we were over budget this week. Okay, gas. This is the first time we've gotten gas in several weeks. We filled our whole tank and it was $40, and that is exactly what we budgeted, so that was perfect. Miscellaneous. I had a few miscellaneous expenses this week. I don't know if I told you guys, but Logan has started taking ice skating lessons. It was a Christmas gift from his grandparents. He has 6 weeks of ice skating lessons, and he wanted to go to Open Skate. That's where like the skating rink is open to the public, so you can go in and just, skate. And he wanted to go and practice his skating. So that was $8 for the entry fee and the skate rental all together. So we did that on Wednesday. That was super fun. I thought it was super fun, but I think he would have had more fun if more people were there, because on that day Open Skate was in the middle of the day, so when most kids are at school, but Logan does homeschool, so there weren't a lot of kids there. It was more like people, like more professional adult skaters who were practicing. Okay, and then I did purchase a couple of books from Amazon. My mom and I have started reading some books together. It all started with Where the Crawdads Sing. I loved that book so much that when I went to Michigan this summer to visit my mom, I took her the book and I told her I think that she should read it. I honestly think that's one of the best books I've ever read. And she read it and we discussed it, and then she wanted to know what I was reading next, so then she read that one and we discussed that, and now we're like agreeing to just like pick books out together and read them together and discuss them. Like we do a weekly phone call. It's so much fun, you guys. So here is the book that we picked out. It's called A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This is the first Holly Jackson book that I've read. I just started it last night, and look like how far I've gotten already. It's good, you guys. It's a young adult book, so when I started reading it, I was like, the writing quality is not up to par with like Where the Crawdads Sing, but it's okay. It's still a good book, even though it's written a little bit more simply, less descriptive, I should say. Okay, and then that was one of the books, and then I also picked this one up while I was looking at books on Amazon, because I really wanted to read this book for quite a while. I got it for $13, and I'm just so excited. I started this one as well. Let's see how far I've gotten. This one, yeah, it's like I'm a little far on that one too. I usually I consider a pretty slow reader, but I'm just enjoying these books so much I don't want to put them down. I've been reading them at night before I go to bed. I do that. I don't know if other people do that, where I have like a fiction and a nonfiction going at the same time. I often do that. So those are the books I got from Amazon. Is that it, you guys? Oh wait, no, we're not done. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, so spending. We did our normal $45 for spending. That was $20 for me, $20 for David, and $5 for Logan. For sinking funds, we did $105. And we did the spending money and the sinking funds together last week when I did my cash envelope stuffing. We stuffed those because those are both, or I should say those are all cash envelopes. And then savings challenge. Again, we didn't do this week, but I am doing a savings challenge tomorrow for next week. So we're going to get back on track with my savings challenges. Okay, so let's go to the week and see what our budget was versus what our actual numbers were and how well we did with that. Okay, let's start with our income. So our rollover from last week was $3.99. From Etsy, I gave myself an income of $3.40. that's what I'm doing now going forward. I'm giving myself an income instead of a certain percentage of the sales. YouTube was the same thing. We made $17.95, I think it was. Let me look again. We made $17.95 in YouTube, but what I gave myself was $2.50. So this is how much I'm giving myself. So, oh wait, yeah. So the reason why that says $3.70 is because that is for next week. Etsy's pay is 1 week ahead or behind. I don't know how you say that. I get paid. I got paid last week, and I'm putting it here for this week. A week ahead, I think is what you call it, is a week ahead. But YouTube is not like that because I get paid once a month for YouTube, and I just put it in my budget the week that it happens. Okay. So altogether, that should be $9.89, but I always like to double check because I often find mistakes. Yes, $9.89. Okay, so let's take a look at our bills, what we budgeted versus what actually happened. Okay, so it looks like just Navient and Alliant Energy. Oh, so this is our bills and our debt, sorry. Okay, so Navient came out and that was $40. The SUV did not come out. Let me look at my, okay, we'll go to the bill sheet in just a moment. And Alliant, we budgeted $50, but it was actually $121. So altogether, that would be $161. And $9.89 minus $161 is $828. Okay, so now let's take a look at the bills, the bill tracker. By the way, guys, I did not use the bill tracker last year, and I'm finding this extremely helpful this year. So this is one of the sheets I would recommend using in the budget planner if you're not already using it. Okay, so oh yeah, remember it came out week 1. I think I need to move this to week 1 because I think that's when it's going to be coming out and not in week 4. Okay. That's why it's already crossed off, because it did come out in week 1. Okay, so let's update the chart. So student loan and Alliant Energy did come out. So student loan and Alliant Energy. I'm going to go ahead and change the SUV to week 1 so that I don't get confused going forward. That is a debt, comes out automatically. And it came out already. $828 comes down to our cash envelopes. So this is the amount of money we put in our cash envelopes, but sometimes we spend more than that. Sometimes we spend less than that as well. So let's go over those numbers. For spending, we budgeted $45 and we did exactly $45. Again, that was $20 for me, $20 for David, and $5 for Logan. Food. We spent our $150 and then we went and we spent more. So let's see. Let's go back to the monthly spread. So food this week, we spent $145 at Sam's and $114 at Fairway. So altogether that was $259 that we spent on food. Gas, we budgeted $40 and we spent exactly $40. Miscellaneous, I didn't put any money in my miscellaneous envelope last week, but we did spend a little bit on miscellaneous. We did that $8 ice skating, the $8 Amazon, and the $13 Amazon. So that's 16 plus 13. That's $29. Going forward, you'll see when we set up February, I'm going to give myself a miscellaneous budget because I'm realizing as I'm doing this that I need that money for little things that come up in life and that make life just a little bit nicer. Like going ice skating was nice. Buying books was nice. Like those little things. And also like I told you last week we spent some money at Target on like health and beauty items. Like pharmacy kind of items and some in the beauty section too at Target. And we need money for that kind of stuff. So that's just for stuff that comes up that doesn't have another category. Okay, savings challenge. We did not do that. So let's see all together how much we spent for our variable expenses this week. So we had 45, 259, 40, and 29. That is $373 that we spent on those. So 828 minus 373. That is $455. So I'm going to bring that total up here to our cash envelopes. And the amount that went into the cash envelopes this week was exactly what we budgeted. And I did do a video on that last week. If you want to go back and watch it. I love those kind of videos. They're just me counting money. It's kind of relaxing. Sometimes if I'm having a hard time falling asleep at night, I'll put those on and then I fall asleep. Okay, so altogether that was $105. So $455 minus 105. That's $350 remaining. Okay. We're not going to put any of that towards extra debt this time. My extra debt payment is now coming from the bonus that I give myself at the end of the month when I close out my business budget. Because I'm giving myself a salary, I'm giving myself a bonus at the end of the month of anything that we made above and beyond, which may or may not happen. It's a variable thing. Okay, so that is 0. So that means we have $350 to start the new month. Okay, so let's take a look now at where my money went this month. This is where this is how we close out. This is how I close out the month. Okay, we're going to start here with the where did my money go January monthly budget category breakdown. So what I did is I listed all of my budget categories, which is bills, debt, food, gas, miscellaneous spending, sinking funds, savings challenge, and rollover. I put the amount that we budgeted for each category, the amount we spent, what the difference was, and what percentage of my total monthly inflow was. So my total monthly inflow is my starting balance plus the money we earned plus other income plus savings used. So that total for this month was $4,680. So I don't always do the monthly budget and the difference if I know that they're pretty much the same, like there isn't a difference or much of a difference. But this month I knew that there was going to be a difference in several categories and I wanted to see those. Sometimes we want a positive difference, like in debt, we paid more than we planned on paying towards debt, so that was a good positive difference. Sometimes we don't want a positive difference, like in food, when we spent more on food than we wanted to. Now, $250 of that was that gift trip that I did with Jacob and Cierra when I bought them groceries for their new apartment, but the rest of it was just David, Logan, and I, and our groceries. So I like to see that, because I like to see what the difference is when there is a difference like that, so that I know where, okay, we need to buckle down and be better with food kind of thing, idea. Okay, moving on to where did my money go for the monthly debt and savings breakdown. So for debt, and I'm not sure why, but for debt, she wants you to use your total monthly inflow, that's this number here, to calculate how much you put towards debt. But when it comes to savings, she wants you to use your total monthly income, which is this amount here. So that's why these numbers are different. So this month we paid off $1,663 towards debt, and that was 36% of our inflow this month, that total number. So 79% of what we paid towards debt went towards our mortgage, 7% went towards our SUV, 2% went towards my student loan, and 11% went towards our Capital One bill. Coming over to savings, total savings this month was $342, which was 8% of our income. 92% of that went towards our sinking funds, and 8% of that went towards the savings challenge. This is such a shame. Again, I didn't use this. I heard one of my viewers last week, or one of my viewers told me that she tears this out, because it's just notes on the back here. She tears this out and puts it on her fridge. And I think that is such a good idea. I'm going to do that next month. When we set up February, I'm going to do that. I'm going to tear this out and put it on my fridge. Okay, going over where did my money go? So in January, we brought home $4,680. In December, we brought home $7,265. So we made a lot more money in December than we did in January. Not surprising based on the crazy busyness that was December in our Etsy shop. So altogether, the difference was $2,585. So I accidentally wrote my January numbers here and my December numbers here. So I just crossed those out so I don't get confused. So comparing the 2 months and the change that happened, you'll notice there wasn't a big change in very many categories. There was a big change in debt. We were able to pay off $4,090 in December, where in January we only paid off $1,663. So that was a 20% change in debt that we were able to do in debt. And then, so we did 20% less this month. In food, we increased the percentage of our budget that we put towards food, increased by 9%, even though we actually made less money this week. So I thought those two were interesting. Other than that, it was not really significant. Sinking funds, we put more money in sinking funds this month than we did last month, 4% more. That's interesting. But the 1 and 2s means that it's pretty much the same from month to month. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am so excited to do my savings challenge, my cash envelope stuffings, and set up the month of February. So I do hope that you will join me for those. If you enjoyed today's video, will you please give it a thumbs up? And I will see you all again next time. Bye, everyone.